Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Aspadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Asmadgurubhyo Namaha Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishwaro Guru Ratmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Shri Medha Dakshinamurti Swamine Namaha Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Om Bhadram Karne Vishrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraha Sthirairangaye Stushtuvagunsastanubhihi Yashema Devahitam Yadhayuhu Swasti na Indro Vriddhasravaha Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaha Swasti nastarksho Arishthanemihi Swasti no Brihaspatirdhadatu Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. So Namaste once again everyone.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Namaskaram. So we will chant this fifth mantra of the second section. Eteshu.
Guruji,
Page number
12 or 13 or...
One second. Let me open. I always forget that. 1 second.
Eteshu, yeah, I got it. 1.2.5.
1.2.5, correct. Yeah, got it.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you.
Okay. Eteshu.
Eteshu.
Yascharate. Brajamaneshu. Yatha kalam. Chahutayo. Yadadayan. Tam. Nayantyetah. Suryasya rashmayah. Yatra devanam. Patireko dhivasah. Very good. So, in this second section of the first Mundaka, the Acharya or the Upanishad is discussing the challenges involved in Aparavidya, that is Karma Kanda, if it is resorted to for moksha pursuit. In fact, in this section consisting of 13 mantras, the Upanishad is presenting the pros and cons of trying to attain moksha through this Aparavidya route. And in the 13th mantra, the Upanishad will give its conclusion based on these discussions. And as I mentioned earlier, these discussions could appear to us to be taxing and even bordering on boring and irrelevant, because none of us know anything substantial about Karma Kanda, and we also do not perform these karmas which we are supposed to do as per varnashrama system. More importantly, most of us do not have any spiritual goal in life. And therefore, pursuit of moksha, etc., does not make any sense to us. In fact, before coming to these classes, many of us would not have known the difference between Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda or Vedanta. Of course, this is not meant to be a criticism. I am just stating the plain facts for us to understand the approach of the Upanishads, especially in the context of moksha pursuit. But that was not the case during Bhashyakara's times. During those times, most of the people were religiously following the dictats of the Karma Kanda, performing all karmas as ordained in the Vedas. The overwhelming belief was that one has to continue doing the karmas till one's death, and then the next generation will take over. The study of Vedanta, or for that matter, taking sannyasa, diksha, etc., was very, very rare. The predominant belief was that performance of karmas itself will give moksha. And their idea of moksha was going to Swargaloka after death. And if at all Vedanta or Upanishads have to be studied, it has to be done along with the performance of the karmas. So whether you study Vedanta, Upanishad or not, you have to perform the karmas throughout your life. Therefore, in those times, Jnana Karma Samuchaya was considered as the only route to moksha.
No.
They did not believe in concepts like Jivan Mukti, Videha Mukti, etc., which is what the entire Vedanta teaching is all about. And added to that, the society was characterized by political fragmentation also, with numerous warring kingdoms and a spiritual crisis where Vedic thought was obscured by conflicting philosophical systems and rituals. Society was divided, and people were often lost in narrow sectarian practices. Nastika philosophies like Buddhism, they were taking root, which denied the validity of the Vedas. Therefore, the society was segmented into various groups and classes with a lack of commonality. There was a significant spiritual decline with numerous conflicting and destructive philosophical systems prevalent even within the Vedic fold. And as I said, many people focused on rituals and sacrifices, hoping to attain heaven rather than on the deeper spiritual wisdom of the Upanishads. And it was in this background that Bhashyakara emerged and brought clarity of Advaita Vedanta, revitalizing the obscured truths of the Upanishads, offering a unified spiritual path. And he had to fight this battle on many fronts. On the one hand, he took on the Buddhist philosophy. And on the other hand, he had to address the Jnana Samuchaya Vadis, enlighten them about the overall Vedic message. And in this context, he conducted many debates with the opponents, won over them to Advaita philosophy. And as we all know, the famous debate with Mandana Mishra, who was a renowned Vedic scholar. And because he lost in the debate to Adi Shankaracharya Bhashyakara, he eventually became the Shishya of Bhashyakara. Anyway, the reason I am explaining all these is for those who may feel these discussions and the detailed Bhashyam on the topic of Aparavidya to be irrelevant, or at least two long winding discussions from the point of view of Advaita Vedanta. Since we have taken up the study of the Upanishad with Bhashyam, we will have to put up with these discussions for the next 9 mantras. And then the Upanishad will switch over to the topic of Paravidya. And from these mantras, another thing is very clear. The far-sightedness of the Upanishads. The Upanishads probably foresaw that time and again, this philosophical basis of Advaita Vedanta will be challenged. There will be spiritual decline. And therefore, in order to provide a solution, the Upanishad is introducing the limitation, the pros and cons of Aparavidya, so that even if we are, doing all the karmas, etc., if we are aware of all the limitations of the karmas, then probably we will be inspired to go beyond karmas, to Jnanakanda, to understand what the entire scheme of Vedas is all about. Not just one portion, one Karmakanda portion of the Vedanta. Because Vedas includes what? All karmas and Upanishads also. That is one composite body of knowledge. So, the approach of the Upanishad is, the ultimate purpose of the Upanishad is to present the contrast between Aparavidya and Paravidya, so that we spiritually inclined people are able to take an informed decision as to which path we need to follow to attain our goal of moksha or liberation. So, okay, I wanted to say these few words because I think in the last class, satsang, there was a question from one of the students. Why is Upanishad and Bhashyakara spending so much time to reach? Straight away you can come and say this is Paravidya and all. So that is why all this little bit of background I thought I will explain, even though I did mention in the some of these points in the satsang also. But then in satsang, many students, they are not there. So that's why I thought if I repeat these points in the class, at least it will go, you will all understand the background why Upanishad is dealing with this portion of Aparavidya. So now coming back to our discussions on the third mantra of this section. So after presenting the downside of opting for karmas as the route to moksha via swarga in the first two mantras of this section, the Upanishad is now presenting the positive side of this option in this mantra, which is emphasizing that the one who performs all the karmas perfectly as ordained in the Shastra will earn a lot of punyam, which will enable his or her journey to Swargaloka. And how that journey takes place is also highlighted in this mantra. So on the aspect of this Swarga tour program, we have to bear in mind that the punyam currency which the person has earned becomes valid only after death of the person. So the person gets the karma phalam of going to Swarga only after death. That means fall of the body. And then how this karma phalam takes the person to heaven is explained in this mantra. And the Upanishad presents all these karma phalams as devatas. It is a symbolic presentation. The karmas or the oblations are presented as the various deities. And these punyam deities, it says they will guide the jiva to Swargaloka through a special path, which the Upanishad called Suryasya Rashmayaha. So between the Bhuloka and Swargaloka, the path is connected by Surya Rashmi. It's a highway. And through that Surya Rashmi, the jiva goes to Swargaloka. It's a free way rather. No signals, nothing. Board that straight away, it will take you to Swarga. And all these devatas are all standing at various spots to further guide the jiva, how to go, take a right turn, take a left turn, like that. So now when it is said that karmas given phalam, there could be a question. What is that? Not, of course, a very, very significant question, but still, in some students' mind, this question could be there. All along, we have been saying that Ishvara gives the phalam, the result of the karmas. Ishvara is the karma phala data. And here it is said that the karmas give the phalam. So which is correct will be the question. If you say karma gives the phalam, then Ishvara cannot be called karma phala data. In fact, in that case, Ishvara will have no other work. He would become unemployed. Therefore, you cannot say karmas give phalam. Then can you say Ishvara gives phalam? Then if Ishvara is going to give the phalam without taking karma into account, then that Ishvara who gives the phalam as he likes will have what? It is called Vaishamya Nirgunya Dosha. Nirgrinya. Vaishamya Nirgrinya Dosha. Nirgrinya literally means cruelty. But here we can take it as partiality. Therefore, if Ishvara is going to give phala without considering the karmas, he could be accused of partiality. Those people who please Ishvara, they will be given very good life. Other people don't please Ishvara, they will be given the other lot, poor lot, difficulties, challenges in life. And therefore, if you are asked whether Ishvara gives the phalam or karma gives the phalam, we should neither say karma gives, nor should we say Ishvara gives. Then what we should say? Our Siddhanta is that karma gives the result presided over by Ishvara. And whenever it is said that Ishvara gives the result, we have to understand that Ishvara, in accordance with karma, gives the result. So when we talk of karma, we have to understand the role of Ishvara and vice versa. Because any law has to be presided over by a conscious being. And here the conscious being is Ishvara, like in courts and all. We say the judge gives the judgment. But can the judge on his own give a judgment? No. He gives the judgment based upon the laws. The laws which govern whatever is the underlying issue, whether it is a civil dispute or a criminal dispute, based upon which law is applicable to that, and on the basis of that law, interpretation of that law, only the judge will give a decision or judgment. So, for any judgment, for any result of any dispute, any result of any karma, both Ishvara and karma are required. Therefore, in any society, the criminals cannot be punished automatically. We have to go through the due process of law in the form of police, court, etc. Judge will have to look at all the aspects of the crime and then give the punishment accordingly. Similarly, Ishvara is necessary to examine the karma done by Yajamana from all aspects and then give the karma phala. So, in such a case, like a judge, Ishvara does not have personal likes and dislikes for the person. He goes by the law of karma in giving the karma phala. That is how the role of Ishvara and karma has to be understood. And in these two mantras, that is this mantra and the next, even though the emphasis is given to karma, Ishvara's role has to be understood by us. Just because Ishvara is not mentioned, we should not mistake that karma itself gives the phalam. And this is very important from a Vedanta standpoint, because if you say karma itself gives the phalam, then we will fall into the trap of Purva Mimamsaka Matam, which does not accept Ishvara as karma phala data. Their philosophy is there is no need for Ishvara. Purva Mimamsa means I am talking about the karma kanda. He says all this Ishvara business Vedanta's invention. There is no need. You do the karma, if there is a law of karma, that law will apply and you will get the karma phala. And therefore, here the Upanishad is very beautifully combining the two ideas. So instead of saying karma gives the phalam, the Upanishad says that the offered oblations, the very oblations are personified as various devatas. And those oblations, like Suryaya Swaha, Prajapataye Swaha, Indraya Swaha, all these ahutis who are like deities or devatas, they carry the Yajamana at the time of death to Swargaloka, where Indra is the ruler. You see, so Upanishad is not saying karmas don't give phalam. Upanishad is not saying Ishvara is not a karma phala data, but it very beautifully combines both the concepts by actually designating the karma, the ahutis itself as devatas. So those devatas take you to the Swargaloka, means what? Those devatas are the one who are actually giving you the karma phalam. And how do they carry? Along the route called Surya Rashmi Dwaram. The solar rays are there, which connect the Bhuloka and Swargaloka. So Surya Rashmi is the path, and the devatas carrying the Yajamana join the Surya Rashmi. In fact, in Brahma Sutra, there is a special analysis on this. There is a sutra also, Rashmi Anusari. And there is a discussion that if Surya Rashmi is made use of as path for Yajamana, what will happen if the Yajamana dies at night? Because in the night, Surya Rashmi won't be there. See, this is why where texts like Brahma Sutra and all analyze every aspect of the Upanishad from various angles, from various shades of opinion. So somebody will ask this question. You may call it a stupid question and all, but then they will say, Surya Rashmi means what? Sun's rays. They are there only during daytime. What if a person dies at night? Where is the Surya Rashmi? How will these devatas carry and all that? And in Brahma Sutra, various answers are given. And one of the answers is that Surya Rashmi is there in the night also in an invisible form. And that is why you experience humidity in the night also. There is heat in the night also. Therefore, that very heat is the power of the sun. And therefore, Surya Rashmi is available. And through that, Yajamana is taken to the higher loka. So this is the essence of this mantra. The same idea is continued in the sixth mantra also. That we will see later. Sixth, next fourth mantra, I think. Now let us see the word meanings of the mantra. The first quarter. Eteshu yascharate bhrajamaneshu. Eteshu. Eteshu and bhrajamaneshu should be connected. Yascharate comes in between, but these two are connection. Eteshu and bhrajamaneshu. Eteshu means in this. Brajamaneshu means shining, shining flames. Because if you remember the previous mantra, no, Kali Karali, they talked about the names of 7 tongues of Agni in the Homakunda. So that is, Upanishad is continuing the discussion from that. So Eteshu Brajamaneshu means into those shining flames, Yaha, one who, Charate. Yascharate, we have to split it as Yah Charate. Charate means Acharati, performs the ritual. So one who performs the rituals and offers oblations into these shining flames, Yatakalam, at the right or proper time, at the right time, not at the time that he or she likes. This needs emphasis because this Yatakalam requirement is by and large ignored today. I have seen people doing Pratha Sandhya, which should be done before sunrise. They do it at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. because that is when it is convenient to them. They will get up in the morning after sunrise, go for their morning walk, have a nice cup of coffee, read the newspaper thoroughly for a couple of hours, and then slowly they will get up, go for their bath, then do the morning Sandhya Vandanam at 10 o'clock. There is no use of doing the ritual at that time. And I have also seen people who, since they have to leave office in the early morning, especially this used to happen in Kuwait, because 7 o'clock they will, you have to be in the office, 7:30. And sometimes you have to travel for an hour or so. So if you have to leave for office early in the morning, they will do Amavasya Tarpanam at 5 o'clock in the morning, even before sunrise. That is also not Yathakalam for Shraddha Tarpanadi karmas. So when it comes to performance of rituals, Yathakalam rule has to be strictly observed. And this is again one of the disadvantages of Aparavidya. In Paravidya, there is no such rule. You can study the Upanishads at any time, practice Nididhyasanam at any time, do Mananam at any time. Even before going to bed, you can pick up the text, some commentaries, and then go through them and understand what is the message of the Upanishad. Clear all your doubts. These are all the advantages of Paravidya. Then Chahutaya. Chahutaya is Cha and Ahutaya combined. So in these oblations which have been offered, he indeed Adadayan. Adadayan is a Vedic prayoga. As per grammar, it should be Adadana hai. Bhashyakara, he will point this out. So Adadayan means will carry. Tam, that Yajamana, the ritualist, the Agnihotri. So these Ahutis, which are the designated Devatas, will carry this Yajamana, who may be weighing 80 to 90 kilos. Some people may wonder how will this fatty fellow be carried by these Ahutis, where Ahutis are just one spoon. And that is not an issue, because first of all, the 80-90 kilo fatty body is not going to be carried. It is only the Sukshma Sharira which travels to Swargaloka, not the Stula Sharira. And secondly, the Ahutis will be converted into Punyam, Apurva, and the Sukshma Sharira will be converted into very, very, very small Jiva. That Jiva will not have 80-90 kilos weight. Very subtle, because Sukshma Sharira is very subtle. So carrying the Sukshma Sharira, carrying means directing the Sukshma Sharira through the path of Surya Rashmi, the sun's rays. Pujya Swamiji used to say that the soul will be launched through the rocket of Apurva on the solar path. So that is what is done. And that is what is said here. Adadayan means Adadanaha. Adadayan is a very poetic expression. So these Ahutis will be carrying Tam, that Yajamana. Then Nayantyeta hai. Nayanti eta hai. Splitting again. Nayanti means lead. Eta hai means these, and these refer to the Ahutis. Eta hai should go with Ahutayah. So Nayanti eta hai Ahutayah. The Ahutis lead. So one who performs the rituals and offers oblations into these shining flames at the right time, the Ahutis which have been offered in the flames, designated as Devatas, will carry the Yajamana, will lead the Yajamana to Suryasya, of the sun, Rashmayaha rays. So here one more technical detail is given. The Jiva is taken to Swargaloka by the path of the rays of the sun. Yatra, where Devanam, of the Devatas, Patihi, the Lord, Ekaha, single, unrivaled, Adhivasaha, highest ruler, that is Indra. So the Yajamana is taken to heaven, where the Lord of the Devas, that is Indra Devata, is the unrivaled highest ruler. So the essence of the whole mantra is that the Ahutis, which have been converted into Punyam and which are designated as Devatas, which have now taken the Devata Rupam, will lead the Yajamana to Swargaloka. That is the essence of this mantra. Simple mantra. Now we will read the Bhashya. Okay. Ready, everyone? Not a big Bhashyam, small Bhashyam only.
Okay.
Eteshu
Eteshu
Agnijihva Bedeshu
Agnijihva Vedeshu
Yaha Agnihotri
Yaha Agnihotri
Charate
Charate
Karma Acharati
Karma Acharati
Agnihotradi
Agnihotri
Brajamaneshu
Rajamaneshu
Deepyamaneshu
Deepyamaneshu
Yatha kalam cha
Yatha kalam
Yasya karmanaha
Yasya karmanah
Yah kalaha
Yaha kalah
Tat kalam
Tatkalam
Yatha kalam
Yatha kalam
Yajamanam
Yajamanam
Adadayan
Avadayan
Adadanah
Adadanah
Ahutayah
Ahutayah
Yajamanena nirvartitah
Yajamanena narvartitah
Tam nayanti
Tanmayanti
Prapayanti
Prapayanti
Etah
Yatah
Ahutayah ya
Ahutayah
Ima anena nirvartitah
Ima anena narvartitah
Suryasya rashmayah
Suryasya rashmayah
Bhutva
Bhutva
Rashmidvaraiः
Rashmidvaraiः
इत्यर्थः
Ityartha
यत्र
Tatra
यस्मिन् स्वर्गे
Yasmin Swarge
देवानां पतिः
Devanam Patihi
इन्द्रः
Indraha
एकः
Ekaha
सर्वानुपरि
Sarvanupari
अधिवसति इति
Adivasati
अधिवासः
Adivajaha
short bhashya. So the first sentence is Eteshu Agni Jihva Bedeshu Yaha Agnihotri Charate Karma Charatya Agnihotradi Brajamaneshu Deepyamaneshu Yathakalam Cha Yasya Karmanah Yah Kalah Tatkalam Yathakalam. So here the first quarter of the mantra, starting from Eteshu up to Yathakalam, is explained. Eteshu, literally Eteshu means into this. And what is this? Bhashyakara says Agni Jikhva Bedeshu. In different tongues of fire, in different types of flames of fire, which we saw in the previous mantra. Bedeshu here refers to variety. In the varieties of the flames of the fire, Yaha means the one who refers to the Agnihotri, the person who is doing the Agnihotra karma. Charate. So the Charate is also a Chandasa Prayoga. And therefore, Bhashyakara nicely converts it as Acharati. Acharati means performs. Performs the karma, the ritual. What type of ritual? Agnihotra Adi, Agnihotra, etc. So the one who is Agnihotri, that person performed the rituals such as Agnihotra, etc. into these varieties of flames of the fire, and then these flames are further qualified. Brajamaneshu is equal to Deepyamaneshu, shining. As I said earlier, Brajamaneshu should be connected with Eteshu. So Eteshu Brajamaneshu. Brajamaneshu is the adjective and Eteshu is the pronoun. There is no noun. So we have to bring in Agnijihva Bedeshu. So, eteshu brajamaneshu Agnijihva Bedeshu karma acharati will be the full sentence. So, this Agnihotri, he offers or he does karma in the form of offering oblations into these shining flames. And when does he offer? Yatha kalam. Yatha kalam means at the proper time. Yatha kalam is an adverbial word qualifying the verb acharati or charate in the moola. So yatha kalam charate or yatha kalam acharati. And Bhashyakara explains as yasya karmana yah kala tatkalam yatha kalam. Yasya karmana means for whichever action. Yah kala whatever is the stipulated time. Tatkalam, that time is called yatha kalam. So for whichever action, whatever time is stipulated in the Shastras for the performance of that karma, it will be called yatha kalam for that particular ritual. And as we have discussed earlier just now, karma should be performed at the stipulated time. Otherwise, they will not bring the promised result. Of course, in some cases, the Shastra permits some prayaschitta, atonement for non-performance at the stipulated time. But taking umbrage under the prayaschitta, one should not regularly breach the performance at the stipulated time. For example, I said that the morning Sandhya Vandana karma should be performed before sunrise. Now, the Sandhya Vandana karma itself consists of two parts. One part is Arghya Pradhanam to Adityadi Grihas and Keshavadi Devatas. Arghya Pradhanam means offering oblations in the form of water along with chanting the mantras Adityam Tarpayami, Somam Tarpayami, and then Achyudam Tarpayami, Keshavam Tarpayami, like that. So this is the Arghya Pradhanam part. The second part is the meditation part, which is meditation on the Gayatri mantra. Now, according to the Shastra, the first part has to be performed before sunrise. There is no such time stipulation for the second part. But logically, since the second part usually is performed along with the first part, the Gayatri Japa meditation is also done immediately after Arghya Pradhana. But it can be done later also. But the Arghya Pradhanam part has to be done before sunrise. Now, for some unavoidable reason, mind you, unavoidable reason, a person is unable to do the Arghya Pradhanam karma before sunrise. Then the Shastra says that you do the prayaschitta by offering one more Arghya. So he will chant the mantra, Kalatita prayaschitta Arghya Pradhanam karishe. Kalatita. Because I am doing this karma after the stipulated time. After the stipulated time has passed. For that, as prayashchittam, I am offering one more argyam, one more oblation of water. But this is allowed only in exceptional circumstances. But what happens now? Just because such an atonement is possible, one should not say that I will perform the karma whenever convenient and then offer one prayashchitta argyam. That will not be yatha kalam. So up to yatha kalam in the mantra has been explained. Now the next part, up to rashmayah, that is ahutayah hi adadayan tam nayanti yetah suryasya rashmayah part of mantra is explained. The Bhashyam says, Yajamanam adadayan adadanaha ahutayah yajamanena nirvartitaha tam nayanti prapayanti ekaha ahutayah ya ima anena nirvartitaha suryasya rashmayah bhutva rashmidvaraihi ityartah. So, as I said earlier, anybody unmuted or forgot to mute? Yeah, somebody had unmuted. Okay.
Sorry, Guruji.
Oh, that's okay. Okay. So, as I said earlier, Bhashyakara first takes the word Adadayan, even though Ahutaya comes first in this section of the mantra. But Bhashyakara takes Adadayan first because that is the adjective to Ahutaya. So, adjective he takes up first. He says Yajamanam Adadayan. Yajamanaha means the ritualist. The person who does the ritual is called Yajamanaha. In some parts of India, husband or head of the family is also called Yajamanaha, the Yajamana of the house. Why the head of the family is called Yajamanaha? Because he is supposed to do the rituals. All rituals he is supposed to do. It is his responsibility, it is his duty to do the rituals for the welfare of the family. Now, of course, even though this fellow doesn't do any rituals, still he is called Yajamanaha. But strictly speaking, Yajamanaha means the ritualist. Then Ahutayaha Yajamanena Nirvartitaha. Nirvartitaha means performed, offered, given. Given what? Ahutayaha, the oblations. So the oblations which are offered by Yajamanena, by this Agnihotri ritualist, tam nayanti prapayanti. So tam goes with Yajamana, which is at the end, at the beginning of the sentence. So tam Yajamanam, that ritualist, nayanti. Nayanti means to carry, to lead. Bhashyakara says prapayanti. Prapayanti means make him achieve. So the oblations offered by the Yajamana lead him, make him achieve. What? Etaha ahutayaha. These oblations. Etaha is in the mantra which Bhashyakara explains as ahutayaha. So these very oblations. Bhashyakara doesn't want to leave any doubt. He wants to make it amply clear. So he says, ahutayaha ya ima anena nirvartitaha. Ya hai, which were, ima hai, these, anena, by this person, by the Agnihotri, nirvartita hai, offered. So all this is explanation for eta hai. So the very ahutis which were offered by the ritualist carry or lead the Yajamana. Lead to where? We have already seen they lead to one of the 7 higher lokas. And how these ahutis are taking this Yajamana to heaven? What is the route? The answer is given. Suryasya Rashmayaha, which is there in the Mula. Bhashyakara adds the word Bhutva. Bhutva means having become. So the ahutis having become the rays of the sun. So having become the rays of the sun means having joined the rays of the sun. Having become the one with Surya Rashmis, mingling with, joining the Surya Rashmis, Rashmidvaraihi, through the path of the sun. Here Dwara means through. So the oblations, the personified oblations, are taking the Yajamana to heaven through the path of the sun. So as I said, Surya Rashmis are like national highway. So oblations carrying the Yajamana join the Surya Rashmi. So through this national highway called Surya Rashmaya, the Ahutis take the Yajamana to heaven, the Swargaloka. And lest there be any doubt as to where they are carrying the Yajamana, to, Bhashyakara says in the next line, Yatra Yasmin Swarge Devanam Patihi Indraha Ekaha Sarvanupari Adivasati Iti Adivasaha. And Bhashyakara feels this explanation is required. Of course, first of all, mantra itself is talking about this explanation for a particular reason. Because when we talk of the 6 upper lokas, that is 7 upper lokas, of which Bhuloka is the starting point. When we talk of 6 upper lokas, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Mahana, Janaha, Tapaha, Satyaloka, Satyaloka is designated as Brahmaloka. Bhuloka is Martyaloka. So all the other 5 lokas in between, they all are referred in the Shastra in some place or the other as Swargaloka. So therefore, even Pitruloka is called Swargaloka. What we say as Bhuvaha is Pitruloka, it's called Swargaloka. Not everywhere, in some places in the Shastra. Therefore, when we are talking here, it is carrying to Swargaloka. The mantra and Bhashyakara wants to make very sure that we are talking about Suvaha, Swargaloka, where Indra is the king, Indra is the ruler. So Yatra Devanam Patihi Ekah Adivasa is the last part of the mantra. So the oblations carry the Yajamana to Yatra, means where. And another reason why this is specifically mentioned is, earlier it was said that if the Agnihotra etc. karmas are not performed as ordained, the 7 lokas will be as though destroyed. Then the question will be, if a person performed these karmas properly, then to which of the 7 lokas he will be taken? Because he can't be taken to all the 7 lokas at the same time. He will have to go to one of the lokas, as I just now said. All 5 lokas are designated as Swarga lokas in the Shastra. So Bhashyakara says, Yasmin Swarge, in which heaven, Devanam Patihi Indraha, the Lord of the Devatas, the gods. Who is he? Indraha. And we must remember, Indra is the name of the position. In this kalpa, one of the Devatas will be Indra, whose tenure will last till the end of the kalpa. That is the case with all the Devatas. And we must also remember that Jivas only become Devatas because of their punya. So, because of the result of previous punya, Jiva becomes Devata. One of the Devata, Agni Devata, Varuna Devata, and all that. And then, depending upon that, in the next kalpa, one of those Devatas will get promoted as Indra Devata. And during the course of time, that punyam will be exhausted. At the end of the kalpa, then the next position will be determined by the punyas maturing at that time. We must remember, a Devata could also become a Jiva again. And then the next Indra Devata will be appointed. It's all governed by law of karma. So here the Agnihotri is taken to Swargaloka, where Indra Devata is the ruler. What type of ruler? Ekaha Adivasaha. It is there in the Moolam. So this Indra Devata is Ekaha, means one and one only. Single, unrivaled, without any competition. Unlike here in the Bhuloka, where in many countries we have elections and there is a fierce competition. In Swarga, there is no election. There is only selection. So without any competition, he is unrivaled ruler, and therefore he is called Adhivasaha, highest ruler. And that Bhashyakara explains as Sarvanupari Adhivasi iti Adhivasaha. The word Adhivasa has got two parts. Adhi means above, which Bhashyakara translate as Upari. Vasaha means one who is presiding over. So one who is presiding over whom? Over all the other devatas. That is expressed by the word Sarvan. So Sarvan Upari Adhivasati means, refers to the status. The one who enjoys the superior status, higher status, superior to everyone. Everyone means all the devatas in the Swargaloka. Therefore, the one who is enjoying the status superior to everyone, the one who is presiding over all gods in Swargaloka, which is Indra, and Indra is also called Devendra, he is the ruler of Swargaloka, and therefore the Ahutis, the oblations, take the person, the Yajamana, who has done the Agnihotradi karmas as stipulated in the Shastra at the stipulated time and with all the prescribed materials to Swargaloka through the path of the sun rays. In short, this mantra points out the positive aspect of doing all the Agnihotra, the karmas properly, perfectly, that person, that Yajamana will go to that heaven, that Swarga, where Indra is the overlord. So this is the essence of the mantra. Now we will move to the next mantra. Okay. I think we have time only for chanting the mantra. Then we will see the details discussions in the next class. Okay. Excuse me. So we'll just chant the mantra. Before that, we will just chant the Bhashyam also. Just 2 minutes are there. So the introductory Bhashyam is a small one sentence. Katham Suryasya
Katham
Suryasya
Rashmibihi
Rashmibihi
Yajamanam
Yajamanam
Vahanti
Vahanti
Ityuchyate.
Ityuchyate
So it's a small one sentence Bhashyam. Yehiti
Yehiti
Suvarchasaha
Suvartasaha
Tamahutayaha
Tamahutayaha
Suvarchasaha
Suvartasaha
Suryasya Rashmibihi
Suryasya Rashmibihi
Yajamanam Vahanti
Yajamanam Vahanti
Priyam
Priyam
Vacham
Vacham
Abhivadantyah
अभिवद्यतः
अर्चन्त्यः
अर्चन्त्यः
केशवः
केशवः
यः
मुक्तः
कृतो
सुकृतो
कृतो
ब्रह्मलोकः.
ब्रह्मलोकः.
It's also a short mantra. So we will see the discussions in the next class. Okay. I will stop here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Dhanyavada everyone.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you,
Thank
Guruji.
you very
Dhanyavadah.
much.
Hari Om Guruji, thank you.
Thank you.
Hari Om Guruji, thank you.
Namaskaram.
Thank
Namaskaram. Thank you.
Guruji,
Ah,
this when we recite this Ombuhu, Ombuha, etc., that Ombuhu is the Bhumi Loka, is it? Bhuloka.
yeah. Bhuhu is
Ombuhu.
Loka, Bhuha is Pitruloka, Bhuha is Swargaloka.
Okay. Ombuhu, Ombuha, Ohum Soha.
Ogum Swaha is, I mean, you can put it that it is a full, including all the other lokas. Basically, as I told you, this is called Vyahriti Mantra.
Hmm.
So there, what we are, the Om, which is Ishvara or which is Brahman, you can call it, as we have different context I explained to you, is pervading the whole of the universe. So we are taking the higher lokas only here, even though it pervades the lower lokas also.
Hmm.
So, Tatsavitur Varenyam Brahmo
Bhargo Devasya
O
Dhimini.
Devasa Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat is actually condensed into Om Bhurbu Vasuvaha.
Okay.
And that Om Bhurbu Vasuvaha is further condensed into Om.
Okay.
This is how the whole Vedic structure is of the Gayatri Mantra. That's why it is called Vyahriti. In fact, Gayatri does not starts only from Tatsavitur Varenya.
Om Bhurbhusva.
No, Om Bhurbu is Vyahriti.
Okay.
Gayatri Mantra starts only from Tatsavitur Varenya.
Truvarin. Okay.
But when we are chanting Gayatri Mantra, we are supposed to chant the Vyahriti and also Omkara.
Okay.
The three parts are there in Gayatri Mantra. Om, Bhurbhuvasvaha, Tatsaviturvarenya. And again, Gayatri Mantra should be chanted with Panchavasanas. Panchavasana means 5 breaks.
Hmm.
So, Om, Bhurbhuvasvaha, Tatsaviturvarenyam, Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, Diyo Yona Prachodayat. So you have to give 5 pauses. Not full stops, they are commas. So that is how you have to chant Gayatri Mantra properly. These days, of course, people say, Om Bhurvasvaha Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, Diyo Yona Prachodayat, and all that they say. Totally wrong way of chanting. That is why during Gayatri Japa, day after this, when I chant Gayatri 1008 times, you know how much time it takes?
3 hours, is it?
3 hours. It takes 3 hours because every mantra, every Gayatri, Panchavasana, you chant. Some people finish it in half an hour. You can imagine the speed with which they are doing. So the mantras, everything, we are not supposed to hurry up. Of course, there should not be gaps, but at the same time, we should not rush through them. Understand, imbibe, then only they will all give results. Otherwise, what is the point? They won't give result. So it is just like Carnatic music. You consist of various parts, right? First Raga Alapana is there. Raga Alapana itself, if you are tuned into it, I mean, you just enjoy the entire, and including I would call it the brilliance of the performer, the singer, how he is able to, juxtapose the various swaras, how he is presenting that raga, in beautifully. It could go on for hours, actually speaking, it's all manodharma. So their imagination knows no bounds. But if you are tuned into it, you just enjoy it. Don't rush. Once the raga alapana is over, then you enjoy the kriti, what a kirti, whatever song is there, the words and then how they fit into the raga. All that, that is a different level of enjoying Carnatic music. So all these things are there. Of course, these days, unfortunately, none of us have got time for all these things. Anyhow,
Thank you very much, Guruji. Namaskaram.
Thank you. Namaskaram.
Thank you, Guruji.
Hari Om. Thank you. Any other question? No hands are going up. So I guess there are no questions. So I can close the session.
Thank you, Guruji. Pranam. I have a question, Guruji, but only thing is, it is nice to know in the sense this Indraloka, Swarga, somehow it always gives a very imaginary, fictitious, non-existent entities, bolke. But then listening to this through you, from what Bhashikara has said, that means these places are really there. And that's quite thrilling to know.
So it is not fictitious. I wouldn't call it fictitious. It is also not non-observable. It is observable. It is an appearance. Those from a Vyavaharika point of view, we can take them as existing. Only from the Paramarthika point of view, it is mithya. You understand the subtle differences. We have to understand that from a transactional point of view, they are all as though existing. Because why? These things borrow their existence. That's sat. Sat is what? Existence, right? Their sattva guna from Brahman. So they are
as satya or as mithya as the bhuloka itself.
Exactly. As satya or as mithya as bhuloka itself. Mithya from one standpoint, satya from another standpoint. So we cannot dismiss all of them. That's why Upanishad doesn't dismiss them. Upanishad only wants to point out, don't get carried away. In all these, experiences, the beautiful sights in this Maya, Maya created prapancha, don't get carried away. That will not lead you to moksha. For moksha, understand that only reality is paramarthika satyam, absolute reality. Understand that. That is the context. Otherwise, we should not dismiss them that, everything is mithya, everything is false, fictitious. No, that is not the way we have to understand. Okay.
Yes, Guruji. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Namaskaram.
Guruji.
Guruji, just a doubt came. Clarify. Only the Sukshma Sariram goes to these lokas, but not the Karana Sariram.
No, Karana Shariram also.
And then Karana
Shariram will lie dormant. Sukshma Shariram will lie dormant. I mean, Sukshma Shariram will not lie dormant. It will take another body. It will take another body and it will enjoy that Swargaloka. Because Swargaloka, no Punyam Papam can be earned. So Karana Shariram will remain dormant. The Avidya, the Ajnanam of Karana Shariram will continue with the Jiva. That will not go away. The Punya Papa account will remain the same, only it will not get added. Okay. It will not get, only Punyam gets exhausted in the Swarga Loka. Papam does not get exhausted. Papam is still there, balance. So if you have exhausted all your credit and this thing, then you come that you have to fall upon loans.
But they all coexist, right, Guruji?
They coexist, they
Sukshma
are there.
Sharira, Karana Sharira, and the Jiva.
Jiva, yes. Jiva takes a new body.
Yeah, new body with the
Body
Karana
gone.
Sharira and the Sukshma Sharira. Yeah.
So the new body, the Sushma Sharira, Karana Sharira. Because Sushma Sharira cannot exist without a medium.
Exist without a, yes.
For Sushma Sharira to express itself, it requires a body.
Yeah.
Even when the person dies,
Yeah.
on the way to Swarga also, the Sushma Sharira assumes a body which is called Preta Sharira.
Preta Sharira. You had explained that in Tattva Bodha.
Explain in Tattva. So that Preta Sharira it takes. We can't see all that thing because our own limitations, right? But all
Yes.
those things is all said in the Shastra. We have to understand all that. Without Sharira, Sukshma Sharira can do. Without a Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira cannot do anything. And
But
that,
under special, this out of interest, Guruji, under special circumstances, some people do see the Preta Sharira, right, Guruji? Because
yeah,
here and there, there are, like my own father had some similar experience. Yeah.
yeah, because their appearance is there. Not everybody can see them because of our own limitations. But if you have done certain sadhanas, right, and if you have actually become accomplished in those sadhanas, then you will be able to do all these things. So see the Preta Sharira, even actually converse with the Preta Sharira.
Talk to them, yeah, converse with them, yeah.
Converse with them.
Here they are called psychics.
Yeah. So there's so many different parts of the world, different things are there, you know, they will do it in different way. Some with that stove and all that, and some hanging, something, so many things are there. That someone, but that globe type, some one lady will be seeing. So like that, so many different ways are there. But
and another thing, Guruji, Guruji, sorry, I'm interrupting. When a person is kind of just wakes up from a state of deep sleep or about to fall into a state of deep sleep, a lot of people experience this because they are very close to their own self, the self with capital S. That's when people have experienced, like they say, in the dream, so and so came and told. In the Puranas also, Devata came and Bhagwan came and told them when they were asleep, when they were it was in the form of a dream and all that.
See, if it is deep sleep, then there cannot be dream. Correct.
No, yeah. When they're just about to fall into
one
sleep.
rational way of interpreting all these things is that what is a dream? Dream is nothing but a recollection or reprojection of what you have studied, what you have learned, what you have experienced in life, this life, previous life, all that. All stored. Okay. That gets out, that gets projected. Some parts of it in a jumbled way gets projected. So if a person has studied, not in this Janma necessarily, previous Janma and all, he has studied about all these Pretas, Bhutas and things like that and all, and it is there sitting somewhere in the Chittam as knowledge that he has acquired, he or she has acquired. Then one dream, it just gets thrown up. And then you feel that you are actually experiencing Devata is coming, and because these are all things, orientation, we read Puranas and things like that and all. Many times human psychology is, if we read that so and so Devata appeared before so and so, Rakshasa, right? The Rakshasa did penance. And then he got the Mahavishnu appeared before him and asked, Ask, what do you want? You ask. Like, we have Ravana's story. The Shiva
And
appears.
then not only that, Guruji, even in this yuga, people they have there have been many instances in every part of India where some statue was submerged somewhere, and then there was someone was to the Bhagwan came and said that I'm here and so, and then you must construct a temple, take me out of here, and all that.
Yes. I mean,
Mhm.
so many stories are there. But the point I'm trying to make is, if you want to passionately interpret them, is that when you read the story that Mahavishnu came and said this, right, to Ravana, then our mind, will start thinking, if a person like Ravana can get the darshan of Shiva, why not me? Isn't it? Why not me? So that thought in our mind, what is wrong with me? I am such a good person. I am such a noble person. I follow all dharmic rules, everything. Why not? So when that thought becomes very concentrated in our mind, that thought itself gets converted into appearance of Devata in your dream. I am giving you a rational explanation.
Yes, Guruji.
I'm giving you a rational, so that gives the appearance as the dream, and that fellow may wake up and say, and so place, you see, there is this, you could dig 10 feet, you will find one murti, construct a temple there. This is what Bhagavan told me in that. And it comes out to be true also.
In the recent days, just before the Kumbh Mela or just around the Kumbh Mela time, there was this family who was having the ancient linga stone, and they got a dream that they should bring it to Sri Ravi Shankar ji, and that he should consecrate it and all that. That's as recent as the recent Kumbh Mela as well. So, but the scientific basis is the same, is what you're saying. Yeah,
See, the point is, these are also very complicated, honestly speaking.
complex.
Vedanta takes you away from all this. It says, don't that. What is important? You want
True, Guruji.
I am giving you a simple formula for moksha. Focus on that. These stories are there, entertaining stories. And in fact, in Delhi, there is a Subramania Swami temple, Murugan temple is there. The story of that temple also is that there is actually, it is on a hill, the hilltop.
Right.
That hill was there, and one person suddenly he said that in my dream, Muruga came and told me, you please construct a temple on this hilltop for me. He constructed that, and it's a very, very famous temple, Subramania. It's called Swami Malai Temple in Delhi. Very nice temple, very beautiful temple. So like that, there are so many stories rather. But for our purposes, we have to decide whether we want to go behind that. We need not actually research into whether they are true or not.
That's not our path.
For me, they are irrelevant. Let it be true. So what? Is it going to give you moksha? No. So what is going to give me moksha is what I will focus on. That is all. And I want to go in the journey single-mindedly. Ananya chintayanto ma. Single-mindedly, I will go there. I will not bother about all these things. So that's what we have to take away. Our takeaway from Vedanta study, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad is that only.
True, Guruji. Very true. Very true.
Thank you very much. This Vikshepa Shakti of Maya, isn't it, sir?
Yeah. See, all these are explained in so many ways in the Shastras. Avarana Shakti, Vikshepa Shakti. How Maya, actually the question is, you say Maya. How does Maya work on your mind? So it will actually shroud the reality and project what is not real. Like that, there are so many. If we go into that, that will be
endless.
We can have a Vedanta like Maya one story. We can keep on talking rather. Anyhow.
No, it was just Bhashikaraji describing which Swarga and where Indra is the Ekaikadipati, so that all that started this moment. Thank you very much, Guruji. Thank you for clarifying.
I mean, I'm not saying not relevant. We have to understand. Because every point, Bhashyakara will make it sure that you understand it properly. That is why he makes all these things. He's not going to say,
Thank
don't
you, Guruji.
ignore
Namaste
all
very
the
much.
things, don't worry, come straight away to the second section. Second Mundaka will start with, Akshara Brahman. That is not say. Anyway,
And the Swapna concept is well explained in this path. Because till that time, actually, we don't know. It is a dream, it's a dream. But now we know exactly what is dream. Dream cannot be anything more than what is our experience is. That's what now we know, at least.
Pandukya Upanishad discusses this Karika in full detail about all these three avasthas, and the fourth avastha they talk about.
Turiyam.
Turyavastha, yeah. But Turyavastha is what is our true existence
Yes,
also.
that is true. It is not actually avastha at all. It is the. It is not a state of experience. It is that only.
Chita or
Turiyam is not an avastha. Only three
Truth.
avasthas are there. Fourth one is a reality.
ultimate.
Our nature. Okay.
Thank you, Guruji.
Yes, Guruji. Namaste. Thank
Carry
you
on.
very much.
Thank you very much, all of you. See
Thank you, Guruji. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Hari Om, Guruji.
Hari Om.